Hi guys, it's me again, Rich from TrackSpark, with this month's little tutorial slash tip of the day. It's more of a tip really, tip of the day type thing this time. I like to sort of pass on things that I'm going through on my week to week work or month to month or whatever, and I think, oh, that's a decent little sort of point just to make and pass it on. A lot of you guys, you might do half of the stuff that I say already, but I think that some of these, I just thought this was a half decent little tip just to pass on. And it's this month's is uh, make your mixes punchy, turn everything down, or make your kick drum punchy, or make your mixes clear, turn everything down. Um, And I say that because I used to, everything was so loud. I used to fall into the age-old trick of. I'm not talking about your master bus, by the way. I'm talking about in your mix. I'm not talking about the loudness wars limiting your master or anything like that. I'm talking about in your mix. Turn everything down. I used to layer up kick drums and layer up snares and all sorts, and even then I would still have everything riding really hot, close to zero, or fairly close to zero. So everything was just pushing all the time, and then by the end of your mix, firstly, you've got no you've lost a lot of dynamics, but secondly, you've got nowhere to go with if you wanted to make alterations, if your kick drum's not coming through enough, or if your guitar solo's not coming through enough, or vocal or whatever, I had nowhere. You got nowhere to go with it. So turn everything down. Um, that way it serves, like I say, it helps for a better balance on the mix. I always find as well, um, and like I say as well, you're left with more dynamics in your mix, and if you need to push something a little bit louder, you've got room to do it. So I'm just going to quickly just show you that tip instead of just talking about it. In a dance, this is a little dance tune. Let's have a quick listen. There we go. So a dance tune, not finished yet. Um, but if we look at the mixer here, obviously with dance music and with sort of pop music in particular, rock music, I tend to balance everything around my kick drum. So I always start with my kick drum, um, and then pull everything down really low to start with, and then you can sort of turn everything up and balance everything around that. So I do my kick drum, then my drums, then my bass, and then all my other instruments after that. So let's just look at my kick drum here. It's my 808 kit. All these orange ones at the bottom are beats, are drums, sorry. So this 808 kick is coming through this kick bus here, this blue fader. The only reason I've done that is because I think it was layered with another kick drum, which I've got rid of now. So I've just left it going through this kick bus here. So there's my kick, and it's coming through at -5. The bus is coming out at -6 there. So I've still got a bit of room to play with it, and that is probably going to be my loudest singular element. So then I balance everything else along next to that. So if we just look at the beats here, everything is coming through this beats bus. I've put everything. So I've got my snare, I've got my kick, then I've got a snare and a finger snap coming through a snare bus, which is going through. So everything's coming through a beats bus here at the end. So if we look at the faders, the levels here, the only thing coming close is my finger snap, but it's actually coming through my snare anyway, at -6.5. So it's still not as loud as my kick, but that's the only thing that's sort of pushing. and even then, my Beats bus is turned down to sort of -7 here, minus 7.5. So I've still got room to go louder with that Beats bus. I've got no compression on any of this, by the way, either yet, or if I wanted any. I don't at the moment. I'm going to use a bit of parallel compression on my drums here, this little green channel, which will give me a bit more volume as well when I'm finished. But if we just listen to it in comparison, or, well, not listen to, but look at the levels on these other channels, we'll see that, you know, they're not loud. So there we go. And by doing that, by turning everything down, it helps for a clearer mix, I think. And like I say, you're leaving dynamics and you're leaving yourself in case. I mean, inevitably, you're going to turn everything up as you go along your mix. You're going to turn certain things up as you EQ things. Oh, now that needs to come up a little bit. I tend to keep turning things up. So that's why I start by turning everything down really low in the beginning. That helps me. So I hope that was sort of a half decent tip for you. Don't, just bring everything down and don't ride everything too hot. So yeah, nice one. Cheers. I will speak to you next month. Bye.